For the third and final segment of this episode, episode 26 of Morning Kickoff, we are going to be talking about undefeated teams. There's been 2 undefeated teams in history for the whole entire NFL, and we're going to be talking about 2 teams that could be going undefeated this next season. The 2 teams that have gone undefeated before would be the 2007 New England Patriots. They've been good that long. The New England Patriots went undefeated in 2007. Since then, I don't know how many Super Bowls they won and made, but that's insane. They've been good that long. After that, you have the Miami Dolphins, who went undefeated, I think, in the 80s. Dan Marino was there. So those are the only 2 teams that have ever gone undefeated, and they were really good teams. We're going to be talking about teams that have pretty good records that I do think can go undefeated, starting with the Kansas City Chiefs. So you have to mention the Kansas City Chiefs because they have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and that can make anything work. Andy Reid is the best offensive play designer. With that, offense is everything. Defense does not win championships. Offense is everything. They did take They grabbed Clyde Edwards too. I think their draft wasn't that great, but they did get a new running back. But still, they just make everything work. On offense, they just need to outscore all of their opponents. They just need to outscore all of their opponents because that's how they win every single game. That's how they won the Super Bowl last year. They just outscore them. They don't really play defense at all. So that's why I do think the Kansas City Chiefs could go undefeated. However, I do think they will slip up at least 1-2 games. Kansas City Chiefs are favored to win the Super Bowl again next year, but of course that happens every year. After that, we have the Indianapolis Colts. People will disagree with me, but I think the Indianapolis Colts are going to be making the AFC Championship and possibly the Super Bowl. They went full off this last offseason. They drafted a lot of players. They got DeForest Buckner in a trade. They got a new wide receiver. I can't remember his name right now, but they also grabbed Phillip Rivers. And Phillip Rivers behind that offensive line could be very good. I do think they still have Eric Ebron. I might be wrong about that, but I think they do still have Eric Ebron. And then they have, obviously, T.Y. Hilton, Marlon Mack in the backfield. They grabbed that new wide receiver in the second round, so their offense is looking really good. And they have DeForest Buckner added on their great defense that was already good. And their schedule is so easy. Let's look at the teams they play. So they play, okay, first off, they come in a very easy division. They play the Jags 2 times a year. I just trashed on the Jags this episode and talked about how they have to go full rebuild. Jags are not looking good at all. After that, they play the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans, outside of Derrick Henry, they just feed them the ball. I don't think they can. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to outscore the Tennessee Titans, even though they do just feed Derrick Henry the ball. I do think they will outscore them 2 times, twice a year. And then they have the Houston Texans. And as long as Bill O'Brien is the coach of the Houston Texans, they will also be bad. So that's 6 games right there that I do think they can easily win. Tennessee Titans might be a little bit tough, but that's 6 games I do think they can easily win. And then you have the divisions they play will be the AFC North and the NFC North. Not very good divisions. I mean, they play... Who do they play? Oh, and then they also play the Jets and the Raiders after that, and those teams are not good at all. So they have a very easy division. So the only 3 teams that they play that would be hard would be the Vikings, Packers, and Ravens. These are the teams that only look good right now. All of them, the Vikings, Packers, and Ravens, are the 3 tough games they play. They're all home games. They all are in Lucas Oil Stadium. That's... What? I think the Colts are better than the Vikings and the Packers anyways. I don't know about the Ravens, but playing in home field against those 3 teams, well, I do not think they're going to actually be undefeated because of how hard it is to win 16 games and lose 0. So I do not think they're going to be undefeated, but it's very possible because they have a very easy record. And the 3 hard teams they play are all home games. They play the Jets and Raiders as 2 other teams. They play the AFC North, NFC North, and they're in the easiest division. This is easy for them. Although I do think the Lions might be good next year. Lions might be good next year, but I didn't add them on this because I do think the Colts will still be better. Even the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who right now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are favored by a lot of teams to win the Super Bowl or make the Super Bowl. They're in a division with the New Orleans Saints. They're in a division with the Atlanta Falcons, who are still okay. And then the Carolina Panthers, who we don't know about the Carolina Panthers. We don't know how good their offense is yet, but I do think their offense is pretty tough. So still, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it'd be impossible for them to not at least win or lose a few games. So this is not me saying that the Kansas City Chiefs and the Indianapolis Colts are the 2 best teams in the NFL. Their schedules are not very tough. I mean, I am saying that Kansas City Chiefs is the best team in the NFL, but both of these teams I do think can go undefeated because they don't have a very tough record or schedule, and we're going to see what weeks they play. They're still releasing that this Thursday, what weeks they play the teams, but we know the teams that they play, and we know if they're going to be home or away games. So let me know what y'all think. If you agree with these 2 teams that could go undefeated, if you would add anyone else. Now, going undefeated, it's like both these teams, even though I am talking about my top 2 teams that could go undefeated, no, I still think it's like a 10% chance that either of these teams are going to go undefeated. So no, I do not think any of these teams are going to go undefeated. I just wanted to make this saying that watch out for them. I'm just saying, watch out for the Kansas City Chiefs and Indianapolis Colts because they have a pretty easy record and they're pretty tough teams now. So let me know what y'all think. Do you agree with this? What do you disagree with? Till next time.